without this enemies having any idea of like what's gonna come.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Okay, Brimstone, Sky, Common, Raze, Viper, Cypher. Okay, that's a very standard comp on the side of ILH. And it looks like Revamp was leaning toward similar. But
Harbor. Interesting.
Are they gonna play the Harbor?
I mean, I've definitely seen Harbor work. I've seen Harbor work really well on this map, particularly PRX, making it look really good. But they always had that avant-garde style. NRG actually did for a while as well. They had a Harbor Brimstone comp on this map for a while, and they made it look really good. It's just that the lurk potential isn't always exactly the same. Harbor always has to be in perfect proximity, like with his utility. That's a difference between him and Viper, while she has that cross map visibility. So you always have to kind of take account of that for the style and the macro going into the game. But
Brimstone Omen.
Double orb.
Interesting. I do think
like
we'll probably see it right now for sure. Oh no? Okay. I know Vander likes right now, so I expected him to actually luck that.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
There it is. Now
I do
that
like
comp.
the initiator.
Yeah, same here. I'm used to the Viper though. I'm used to the Brim Viper, and then you have the Sky Gecko Raze. How do you feel like that Cypher plays? Because I think we talked about this last time we were casting a Bind matches. The juxtaposition between utilizing a Cypher with the Brim instead of the Viper and the Brim. What do you think about that difference here?
So I definitely think both Viper and Cypher are strong picks. Cypher, you know, he can lock down sight pretty well, but with Bind, a lot of the time you're playing like that Raze who can easily break trips. So it's a little bit less like useful in competitive play like this because people know where your trips are most likely going to be. So I think having a Viper instead is nice. I am not personally a fan of having both Viper and Cypher. I like having like the double smokes and the double initiator. But I'm interested to see how they make this work.
Yeah, same here for sure. And I mean, the pressure mounts is we have 5 seconds left on the clock to get into the pistol round right now. And you already see it looks like the game plan here from Revamp is to have that Cypher lurk over towards Shower, gain that passive information into the round. And as the first contact comes out here towards Hookah, Empty looking to tuck tail here as the Trailblazer comes through to try to spot her out, but so far, Empty unknown into the spot. And you see it's a very aggressive hold. They don't want to go for the space, but they do want to have an aggressive hold here onto the site and deny the choke point. And you see Revamp slowing down, trying to listen for those rotations. And Shadowbane, honestly, presumably over here, calling out the jump spot at short, calling that they're not doing anything towards Showers, so let's go where we don't see this pressure. And that's why you see them rotating into this A site as the guiding light comes through the Molotov to shake things up for just a second in the choke point, but gotta go. Going for the spams, and there's the execute. Jupiter going right in. He's the tip of the spear. U-Haul control trying to be gained there. And two bodies claimed for the side of ILH, but Revamp with one clapback as Wingman gets the spike down. Walmart bag, very low HP here. Shizu, the trade there. And going into this, I didn't even realize it's Walmart bag, not even on the Raze this time. It's Shizu. Walmart bag's on Sky, Faye.
I like that.
Yeah.
It allows them to still be aggressive.
Yep. Wow.
Jupiter.
Yeah. Jupiter claiming two right there. Makes it look so good. Shizu trying to go for anything that he can, but Mango to claim the last body and the pistol converted for Revamp.
You missed it whenever you were over here looking at all the action. But Revamp left Cologne inserted in Hookah, which is a very good play, right?
Yep. And
so Cologne goes to peek out of Hookah whenever he hears the rotate going through the Viper leaving, and he whiffs all of his shots.
Ouch.
That was almost really messy.
Maybe it's a good thing we weren't spectating him.
I don't know if you heard me like gasp, but that was why.
Yeah. And this time, it's a much more grouped approach here by Revamp into the second round. And it makes a lot of sense too. I'm gonna make sure they convert this eco. Don't drop any bodies here. And we keep all the guns in the hand. And there it is, Bando with the first frag over towards U-Haul with the judge. Cologne following up. So far, Revamp not giving anything up.
Spike planted.
Shizu, new player here on the squad, looking to make his mark. Goes down to Mango there. And there's All Body's claim and a flawless for Revamp. And that's exactly what you want to see on that second round, too.
Absolutely. I mean, going into that buy round, you want to make sure that you're not losing any guns. And that's exactly what happened here.
Yep.
Let's see. Now, I mean, this is when it gets, you know, a little tricky. What are they going to do? I definitely think they should play together once more. You know, going in with the lesser strong weapons. And it looks like that's the plan, but not quite sure.
Yeah, you never know with Revamp. Switching things up, but nonetheless, we do have a little bit of a tech pause here, but still got the action going on. Now, while we have this time here, Faye, I want to talk a little bit more about the differences in these comps as well, because so far it's been kind of explosive from Revamp. I think they had a very explosive approach over towards Hookah on pistol round, and then they immediately back off of that based off the passive info they had towards A, short, and showers. And then they just explode on the site. And then into that eco round, you just see them 5-man running up short, you know, taking everybody down so they don't give up guns and keep the good eco. Do you think they keep it explosive going into these rifle rounds with this comp, or do you think they're going to slow it down?
So, based on what we've seen from Revamp previously, I definitely think they're gonna keep it explosive. I think on defense is where you'll see more passive holds from them, but definitely on attack, they do like to be aggressive. They like to make sure that they're playing together. I think they play well off of trading each other as well, which is nice.
Yeah, I agree. And Bando, he's definitely been in his element on that raise. We talked about it all throughout the group stage, so it's really nice to see him on that agent, especially on Bind of all maps, because Raze is really good here. So I'm definitely looking for him to be a star performer in this series for that reason alone. And Shizu also on that raise. Now, we haven't gotten a look at him yet in the tournament, and we talked about that during the map VETO. But from what I do know, he's a great player. From what I remember, he played in the beta tournament towards the group stage, and he seems to fit in very well for ILH. You know, I got a little bit of listening to the comms before the game happened, and they seem to be fitting right in there. So I think he's definitely a good player. He's going to fit the shoes of Walmart Bag very well, but Walmart Bag going over to the Sky also talks about his flexibility too. Often playing that Jet and Raze for the squad, but filling into that Flash Initiator role. So the layers start to stack up for ILH, and it's really a treat to watch.
So I actually have some news for you. Walmart Bag is not a duelist main.
Wow.
Walmart Bag is actually an initiator player, but he is playing
He makes it look
duelist.
so good.
He plays duelist because he's the best option for that with what ILH is made of. So actually, I think seeing him on the Sky now, I'm really excited to see how he does on the role that he's most comfortable.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah,
that is
I didn't
amazing
either.
insight. Yeah.
And then I was in a VC one time and they mentioned it. It's like,
Wow.
yeah.
He's an initiator, man. He made the duelist look so good. I would have never known.
He's a great player.
Yeah.
I think having those teammates that you have this energy with, that we're able to back them up really well, also helped for sure.
And there we go.
Right.
Technical pause is over. So here we go, going into the action.
Here.
Over
It
here,
does
Hecker.
look like another explosive round coming in, maybe.
Yeah. And I like this setup from Hecker, Faye. This is to counter that heavy short anchor that Revamp like to have. One of the trips already going down. And the Trailblazer doesn't catch the second trip. So right now, as it comes through, gets hit onto that, but they're not able to follow up on that. And Bando still gets the pick onto Hecker. So the setup not doing enough of the damage to take down that dive of Revamp. But Empty fragging two there completely turns things around. And that's what you need from that rifle player. Going right into this is Cologne. He's trying to deal with the Dance of the Devil, but whoa! He gets two picks with the running gun from the Stim Beacon and the Dink on to the third. But Walmart Bag goes for the heal there, and now narrative becomes a whole lot more clear as they spot one towards back site, and they know the other one's towards hookah. Blast Pack Pete comes right on through. And two of the best players on the roster. We're left in that 2v2. And now Shizu on 18 HP looking for it. He hits the shot.
Oh my god.
Does he get the defuse?
Does he? He doesn't. No, it's so close. Wow.
Yeah. What
that
a nice shot though.
Insane.
Yeah. Whew.
Wow. I mean, that was insane.
Yeah.
I'm really sad that they didn't get the win on that round. They definitely deserved it. But you have any good round from Revamp? That's brave from Cologne.
Yeah, that was so unfair.
When is it my turn to get the spray and pray like that?
Right.
I see Hacker is changing up his setup. I like that he's trying to adapt. See if he gets something out of it this time.
Yeah. And that was actually the biggest criticism I had for a lot of the Sentinel players as well going into this tournament, is being adaptive about your setup. A lot of times, especially on Sunset, they'll just play B every round, or on Bind here, they'll play B every round. But you know, I like that they're switching it up, and that's why the stack is over here towards B, right? You have that extra defense. Smoke's coming down, so they're going to fight together with these weapons here. But Bando, with the entry, lands onto both. And there's the boxes checked off for Revamp. And already assuming not a third left there onto the site, but it was Walmart bag, but it was forced off by the paint shells here. And Mango to follow up and empty. Trying to do the damage over here from Hookah. Walmart bag as the smoke dissipates. He tries to go for it, but Jupiter taking him down. And the thrash landing on the Walmart and decapitated from Jupiter. A flawless for Revamp.
Walmart bag was just getting followed by two players because they heard him. He had no idea. I mean, beautiful round. I definitely like that they switched up and they hit CP that round. You know, they've done a lot of just hard hits instantly, so that was nice. I definitely think that might have been risky if there was guns on the other side, but it worked out well in their favor that round. And it looks like a default this round.
Walmart bag already investing both guiding lights there. So Tool not ready for the retake, but still see the stack here for the side of ILH. So they're trying to get a read onto this one. And as the blast packs come through, the showstopper is popped and Janico gets hit by the Dizzy and is trying to find the damage. They don't see him, but Cologne does land the shot there. And as Wingman gets the spike down, it's another retake scenario for ILH, and the damage has been done. Walmart bag is so low right now. And so far, Revamp looking very dominant as Bando lands the 2 kills there. And they're coming in hot to this map right now. Looking so damn good. Shizuko trying to make his mark, and there it is. Landing the first one onto Jupiter there, going for a satchel peek. Does have the showstopper in hand, but presumably not able to invest it anymore. And as the last pick comes through by Cologne, it's just so nice from Revamp. 5 rounds on the board now.
I mean, I knew that Revamp most likely were going to run away with this map, but 0-5, this is when ILH needs to call that timeout, you know. Break up momentum, figure out what they need to do differently. Right? This game isn't lost. They need to just change something up. You know, the Cypher on A once again. Every round. They're just going to abuse B because of that.
And this stack isn't even enough too. Like, I see the game plan by ILH. They're trying to aggressively fight into this, but so far it's just been Bando. He's been the it factor for the squad. Able to consistently land those entry frags. So ILH are going to need to have to find a different answer of how to play this site and to work around Bando's entry. The paint shell's coming right on through. They know Jadico likes to play that angle. So already forced out in the Trailblazer to follow up for the second layer of this attack. And with that information, Bando comfortably gets onto the site, but this time, the grinder, it works for ILH. And it just leaves Shadowbane and Jupiter on their back legs, looking for a 2v5, but not much to be found other than eco damage. Okay.
One enemy
There's one. Pulling out the utility onto the second one. Shadowbane.
Oh my
Getting
god.
onto two heads there. Neural theft to come through. Wait a minute. Definitely got a round in our hands here. The spam comes through. Oh.
I have retrieved the spike.
Grabs the spike, goes for the TP. And there we are. It's action time.
Wow. From a
But he's
5v2
32
to a 2v1.
Yeah.
Planted the spike.
Uh-oh. Oh. Oh.
Nice. First round for ILH.
Yeah.
I like that from them. That's definitely got to
Mhm.
be a little bit of a morale boost, you know? They won their first round. There's only up from here.
Mhm.
So. I'm still really hoping to see something switched up, though.
Yes.
Please.
Especially
No,
after
Hector,
Revamp saw where the
no.
stack was.
Hector,
Oh, he's going again.
please. No. I don't know. We might have to have a talk with Empty. If I remember correctly, Empty is their IGL, and
Yes, this should do. This goes here.
I'm not happy with this.
Yeah, it's the same look every time.
This
I mean,
is
I
my
like the
best.
idea of trying to keep U-Haul control here, using the Cypher setup, but at some point it becomes a bait and an easy ticket for Revamp to just get around all of it. So you see them trying to get the Cypher out of the way with the orbital strike going towards U-Haul and Bando coming over the truck, trying to find onto Hecker, but he's playing triple this time. But Bando has found his space towards CT here. The spams come through and he lands it onto Jadico. And right now, Cypher's still over towards triple. And the Anchor's still alive and well. And as the bodies get traded out, it's a 3v3. Scrap that, 3v2.
Last player standing.
And Walmart bag. Full utility. We've seen him do this time and time again, Faye.
Spike planted.
Can he do it on Sky, though?
Look at this here, doubled up. Revamp, they're playing it very smart. Even using the guiding light to get the information. It's gathered, so. Trying to clear out to the corners here.
Interesting setup.
Yeah. Taps one to the spike, gets confirmed. Gets hit by the spy cam there. Trying to tap one of the spikes to force out a peek, but they know he's off here. And he's looking to see if they have any sort of play there. But the spam comes through the smoke, and he's still tagged by the spy cam.
I saw the
Jupiter.
vision.
Yeah.
Another fight? Clean
And
slate.
he should have just
Let's
taken
leave
out that
whatever
dart.
happens in the past.
Yeah.
A little bit. It was a risky move, you know, high risk, high reward. You know, but unfortunately he couldn't pull it through. This is okay, you know. They've got this run. They are on an eco though, so I want to see them stack up. Hey, I do like, you know,
Let's start this party.
they look like they're gonna be a little aggressive. Maybe. This Vibro.
And Bando with the judge again. He's so scary with this weapon in his hand. Just going over here towards U-Haul, but this time Jadico. And that's the little micro you like to see, the micro details. The shorty in hand, understanding that Bando likes to get this close range fight over to U-Haul. So able to punish him this time on the entry. And there's a large stack here for the side of ILH, and still Tripwire set up. He's gonna push right through this, gonna take down the wingman, but going down to the bullets of Cologne. And as the trades come through, only 2 left standing for Revamp.
We do have a showstopper on the side of ILH.
Yeah, and this is where it gets dangerous too. Grouping up, showstopper in hand, Shizu once again.
There.
Stylistically looking for that peek off the
Last
last
player
packs, but
standing.
first one
One
comes through by
enemy
Clone in the 1v1 setup there. The
Ooh,
peek comes through from Shizu, takes down Shadowbane and gets the clutch for ILH.
great shots.
Yeah.
You know, I was saying that I didn't like the Cypher setup, but it's working for them now. It's really just a gamble, right? So if Revamp hits A, they have a shot. But if Revamp hits B, then it's they don't have a shot. Like they just take B for free. It's a little bit unfortunate. If they're keeping the Cypher toward A, I at least maybe want to see something more creative from the Viper. Oh no. Is this a showers play?
Yeah, and I'm not used to seeing a Raze and a Cypher fight for that space too. That's the other thing that's so unconventional about ILH's setup right now. A lot of times you'll either see a Brim Raze there fighting with a Stim Beacon or Raze Sky, so you have that flash support.
Yeah, the Cypher is not really someone that can support the Raze very well. I'd rather see maybe a smoke go down to help out. Maybe the Sky flash to go out, figure out someone's there first.
Yeah.
Cypher can't really do anything.
Cologne found his entry onto the site, but Empty is here and is dangerous. Taking down 2 onto the entry here. The Wingman still getting the plant down, but Mango to get the trade. Recovering the Wingman, but there's still 1 coming out onto the site here. Not sure if he's aware, so they go for the shot, and there it is. Jadico confirming that kill there, but the showstopper is in the hands of Bando. And as the paint shells come through momentarily, denies him off at this point. Goes for the showstopper there, does land it. And right now, he's in the advantage to go for the peek here. It's Haft, he does get him off. And right now, Bando looking to make the clutch happen. And the movement is so good. And right now, Shizu popping the showstopper, and Bando just runs away. He's gonna have to tap one of the spike here. It's Haft. And the peek, oh, it doesn't come through in time. Shizu getting the defuse there. Wow. That was so nice from Bando, though.
So yeah, that movement was insane.
Yeah.
I mean, the showstopper, you know, what is it? It's Hecker, got down to 1 HP. I definitely respect that he sucked the bomb, though. You know, he trusted his teammates. That's great to see. I mean, Shizu popping a showstopper there, you know, maybe he didn't get the kill with it, but he definitely bought himself a lot of time. So,
yep,
that worked out well.
This time, see him looking for a contact plate towards a short.
Oh yeah, monster on the loose.
Now I want to take note here the difference that ILH are approaching this. It's not an aggressive showers. We're not looking to keep that space too crazy, but they're utilizing that spy camp to keep the passive information, to find that lurker, to sniff it out for when they go into the retake there. But they're very aware of the anchor. Look at them, just looking for it there. Still running into one of the tripwires, but the peek comes through from Hecker, gets punished right off of it. And as the orbital strike takes 2 down, Walmart Bag follows it up with 1. And now it's just Shadowbane left in a clutch scenario. Looking for the peek, but Shizu with the wall bang headshot. And that's 4 on the board for ILH. I mean, they're coming back into this, and it's hot.
Didn't get another great round. I really liked the Brim ult there, right? So they know that REVAMP likes to play around U-Haul. They're always stacked up in there, you know, they play around it really well in their post plant. So that ult was perfect. I don't know. Maybe that was luck, but I definitely think it was just a good read, right? So a lot of the times you'll see maybe an ult to cut off main. So I liked the lips use there.
You know, you're totally right. It's those little micro tendencies you notice during the game as well. And presumably why that orbital strike is ready for it. And with the paint shells coming through, trying to deny the shower space. Now, it's a different approach. Last time it was passive and they just used the spy cam for that info throughout the round. And this time, they want to fight into it, but they're going to back off. Again, if you have the Brim there, you're able to get that molly to stop the pressure. If you have the Sky, you can flash him off and go for the fight. But because we have that Cypher Raze duo, they have to back off here. And with the Trailblazer coming right on through to get the information, the picks start going down. And Revamp are just dropping like flies here. Shadowbane trying to take matters into his own hands. But ILH with a beautiful stack over there towards Showers and a flawless into this.
Last round before
and that's 4 rounds in a row.
I mean, they're bringing this back so well. They're adapting to how Revamp is playing. They understand what's coming at them, and they're just working around it perfectly. If I was in Revamp's position, right now is when I would call my timeout. You know, we have one timeout for half. This is your last opportunity. Cut the momentum because ILH is looking really good right now, and you don't want them to keep that going into the next half either.
Yep. Once again, same setup over here towards A. They're doing it well too. I mean, Shizu's been doing a good job looking for these opening fights and being able to stand his ground here. Not much support has really honestly been needed here, and that's why they're so comfortable in playing that Cypher here. They know it's not needed.
Right there. Careful here.
I've got your trail.
The hookah, it's so quiet. But as the Seekers come out, it starts to confirm where that pressure's coming. And they confirm that there's two over towards Garden and one trying to go for the spray. Gotta go. Still getting out of it. Empty. Aware of one from behind, but the shot is labored from the operator of Shadowbane. He's gonna get taken down there, and Jupiter to land those two trades. Comes out really well, so it evens things out. And as Shizu takes down Mango, turns it down to a 2v2 here.
One enemy remaining.
Jupiter looking for the peak there, but the orbital strike to come right through. The Molotov to stall. They confirm he's not over towards long, so here it is. Eyes over onto Hookah as Cologne plays this very smart, waiting for the tap to come through. Goes for the first peek, but Shizu landing it down. And there it is, a 6-6 half for ILH with a beautiful, resilient clapback from them.
Wow. I mean, 5 rounds in a row? 4 rounds in a row? 5 rounds in a row, yeah. That is absolutely perfect. I mean, that is exactly what you want to, like, form a comeback, right? You, at the beginning of this, they were 0-5. And I said that I wanted them to call a timeout, you know. They didn't need it. Whoever, you know, is idealing, whoever caught what needed to be caught for them to come back from that, did an amazing job. And I'm really hoping that we can see more resilience on attack, for sure. Yeah. Don't know. I have hope for ILH. I want to see them win some, like a map here at least. So.
Yeah, and the only map they got against this team was the very first bind that they played against them. Other than that, Revamp won the other 4 maps against ILH. So coming into this, an answer is going to have to be found. And so far, it's looking really good. I like the adjustments. Shadowbane. You see it. Style is so different here. They're looking for the crossfire based off of the tripwires here. And he's still alive and well in the site. Does such good damage and enough time to stall for his team to come into the retake now. So it definitely puts ILH on their back foot and a man disadvantage. Guiding Light to come right on through, going for the peek here, but Walmart bad to take him down. Looking for that information, he was low HP, so was the first point of contact going into it, but Walmart bag caught out there. And Shizu left into a 1v2 here. Looking to get the pistol here for ILH, and if he gets it, it would mean so much. But with Wingman on the spike, he's going to have to confirm the tap at some point. He gets the first pick, going for the Wingman, and he does get it. And right now, Mango going into the peak. And as the spike is half, he has plenty of time to get the defuse.
Wow. I was a hectic round for sure. Definitely going into that round, I didn't know who I was going to expect to win. Both teams looked really good. That was a great retake on behalf of REVAMP. I mean, I think, was it REVAMP or was it ILH that chose the side for this map?
I believe ILH chose a side for this map.
ILH chose the side? So ILH chose defense. So I'm wondering whether, like, REVAMP will do better on defense or attack.
And this time utilizing that toxic screen. Take space over here towards short, but Cologne
Spike down A.
taking down empty. Not checking the corners there, so Spike right now in the hands, but Walmart bag lands such a nice trade there with the Sheriff. Headshot coming right on through, and Bando trying to do the rest of the damage, but still goes down, so Jupiter left here to make an answer, make his mark into this round. Does take down
Spike
Walmart bag.
planted.
And that answers a really good question for Revamp as Shadowbane comes onto the flank here. And look at this, all eyes on U-Haul right now. They have Jupiter cornered. Trying to get out of this one, but he anticipates the peek to come through. Shizu playing it safely right now, but Jadico landing the shot from Showers there and claiming the third onto the round. And a really nice answer there from ILH. Onto the anti-eco.
Absolutely. They played that great. I like that, you know, we saw Jadico kind of shine right there, which is awesome. We haven't seen too many big rounds coming from her, so I was really happy to be able to see that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, going into this round, Revamp, oh my god, a lot of shorties on their side. Oh, okay, they're selling them. Never, not anymore. They did have 4 shorties in the buy. A little concerning. An interesting setup toward B.
Yeah, the 5 stack there. He had a crossfire ready for Hookah. Trying to go for that control, but the gamble is wrong as there's 5 members of ILH already with control of this A site. And presumably maybe going to try to push things forward a little bit. Because right now you see Empty still playing onto the site here.
There.
Shizu keeping control of this U-Haul space. But this is where it's dangerous though. Now if they stack bodies here for Revamp, they could easily take them down. So they're going to have to go for some sort of contact play. As Shadowbane goes for it, but Shizu still landing the headshot. Cologne, Jupiter looking for an answer. He does get the first one, and that's the second. Yeah. The classic looking really nice, so he taps onto the spike here. Trailblazer to come right on through, but he's getting wrapped from U-Haul right now.
Player standing.
Gets killed from behind, and they play it so well for the side of ILH.
I don't know if you saw it, but so we had Bando satchel over the trip on flank, and then Jupiter was actually able to just jump over it, which is a huge mistake on the side of ILH. You want to make sure that the trips are placed properly, especially on this map, because like particularly in the B link area, there's a couple places where if you put a trip, you can easily jump over it. A little worrisome, because I mean in later rounds that will mean the entire difference in the round.
Yeah. Those little details cost you the information that's so crucial.
My camera is
This time Shadowbane with a very aggressive hold into Hookah right now. You see them trying to really find where he's at, but Empty gets timing with the bullet spam through the cages. And Shadowbane able to get away scot-free. But I love this proactivity right now from Revamp. Look at this. Bando and Mango working up from A short here. So they have the passive info, but the map gets flipped as it's a TP play by ILH coming into Showers here. But Bando and Mango, if they get the right timing here, they're going to be able to crunch them well. So Cologne, he's going to have to try to live on the site. Looking for the damage, but he doesn't do it. Again, flank still coming through. Jadico expects it, though. Gets the first shot in the second. And what a nice answer from Jadico, and the awareness is just beautiful from her. Shadowbane looking for his way into this one with the spy cam, but doesn't get it. Instead, gets tagged back, so Jupiter. Contingency towards that U-Haul position, but Shizu so dangerous with that Guardian in his hands.
camera taken out.
And Shadowbane in the 1v3 are going to have to save the Phantom here, but Shizu still wants blood. And with the knife out, he's able to take him down. A lot of damage all these rounds being done by ILH. And the eco is so awkward for Revamp right now.
Absolutely. I mean, we're seeing a Phantom and a Vandal, but we're also seeing a Shorty. Sheriff. They don't know what to do. Looks like some of them want to buy and others don't. They need to communicate what they want to do. I mean, if half of them are going to buy this round, next round is just going to be as bad as this one.
Oh, that might have confirmed where he actually was.
Got your trail.
Unless he didn't see that pullback. Still going for the peek onto him. He does land a few of the pellets there from the bullets, but Shizu's still able to take him down. And Cologne getting entry towards showers, and the bodies are just dropping for revamp. And the game plan they had coming into this with the lesser guns just weren't very clear. And so once again, they're in the round just looking to do any damage that they can, but the economy starts to stack up for ILH because honestly, so far, Fae, ILH have beautiful momentum right now.
Absolutely. I mean, the past 9 rounds, they've won 8.
Last player standing.
Bando with the 1v5. I don't know if he's going to be able to get much out of this round. He might go for dying to bomb. Might be the smartest play.
Yep.
Flawless.
Nope. ILH is looking beautiful right now.
Yep.
I'm surprised actually because you said that this was their side pick. So for them to choose defense, knowing that like their attack is this good,
yeah,
kind of like that. You know, give them a little bit of a hope, and then just come right back through. It's amazing.
And honestly, I think so far in this map too, Faye, is we're seeing the impact of that roster change too. Shizu has been filling this Raze role so well, but you still have that layer of Walmart bag who's still able to frag nicely into the server, but support the duelist. But then you've got Empty, who honestly I think we haven't talked about enough throughout this entire tournament, who's been improving time and time. I think from the beginning of the tournament to now, I think Empty has shown some great improvement in the server. And as well as being the IGL on the squad, has shown some pretty good ideas on the map. So I think Empty definitely starting to leave her mark into this as well. And then Jadico being such an assassin on the Brimstone so far. I mean, the layers on ILH are definitely looking a lot nicer right now.
Definitely. I think ILH in the beginning, they didn't really have an IGL. They didn't have a coach. It was just a group of friends who wanted to play together.
Yep.
But playing in this tournament, getting that coach, finding that IGL, finding those teammates to fill in those extra spots that they needed, they have formed a roster that is looking really beautiful, and I think can only continue to improve.
Yeah.
I mean, thinking back from the last Bind game to this one, you can see major differences.
Yep.
It does
As we
look
go
like
into
another tech pause.
Yeah, I was going to say, small tech pause here, folks. Looks like Jadico might have got disconnected from the server here, so I'm going to give them a chance to reconnect. But as I do that, I mean, this gives us a chance to have a breath, because even though in the early round, both these teams are taking it just a little bit slow, looking for the information, finding the stacks, and, you know, trying to really sniff out where they're able to take the round and the trajectory, it's definitely been explosive. There's been all the gunfights have been so quick, and honestly, with seeing even more people on the server in these fragging roles, I think that's what's indicative of why it's so fast as well. We have Shizu and Walmart Bag on the same team. We have Bando popping off as always on the Raze.
Absolutely. Like, I mean, we have frags across the board. Shizu at 21, we have a 15, 14, 14, 13, 12. Like, pretty close for most of the members. But, of course, Shizu is definitely showing out right now. I mean, only 8 deaths as well. He has a place to prove. And he's definitely proving it right now.
Yeah. Here we go. Looks like Jadico has gotten back into the server here. Nice. Nothing too bad. Fingers crossed.
Might need a little bit of a restart before the next map.
Yeah.
Blinded.
Guiding Light confirming the long position here early into the round. See them speeding up into it as well.
Got the double flank going. And they did get past the trip.
And still being in this position too, the fact that he's still able to sit there and keep control of that space, And also landing that neural theft is really good. And the double flank coming through. Right now, the game plan of this proactivity from Revamp making it look really good to the round. The Thrash looking on to the last player, and it gets him on the Hecker. And a flawless coming out of the technical pause by Revamp. It's just beautiful. I mean, and Fae, these rounds where they get that proactivity at A, when they see, or hear rather, the noise coming over towards B, that's what we need. We've criticized a lot of teams for that throughout this tournament, and Revamp have the answer.
I definitely think taking advantage of the fact that ILH doesn't pay much attention to their flank will definitely help Revamp here. And I mean, obviously, during that tech, they took a moment to talk about what they were doing wrong and how to go into this next round, and it worked out wonderfully for them.
Blinded.
And once again, that guiding light confirms that presence over towards B long. So look at Showers right now. Revamp trying to fight for these extremities so far into the game. Ooh, look at Shadowbane, so aggressive.
Cage triggered.
Still finding one down, looking for them while they're trying to get the trip. Alone. Hearing the sound now, calling for the rotations, but the boombot is timed perfectly, so it goes down. But Mango, with this Showers control, you saw that early round from Revamp. Gaining control of that space is so pivotal, especially if you don't have U-Haul control on the site.
He doesn't know that he's getting flanked.
Yep. Jadico
Player standing.
landing the first one, but Bando with a clean trade leaves Shizu in a 1v3.
30 seconds left.
Definitely doable. Guiding light comes through, confirm he's still in the position. He's anticipating a peek coming out here. Still going for this one too. He's not saving the rifle. Oh, there it is. He's gonna save.
Smart decision.
Yeah. Especially because they definitely don't have the momentum right now.
I mean, well, interesting round. I mean, from both teams, right? A lot of flanking going on. I mean, Jadico flanking the flankers is a little bit fun, a little interesting. I want to see just a hard hit, I think, from ILH. Like, their explosive rounds are definitely the best ones from them so far. However,
Smoke's down.
they are running into a stack that does have Cypher in it.
And that's a strong anchor too on this A site. It denies so much of that short presence, but Trailblazer catching him out. Mango not able to land it down, but he does get both trades, so it evens things out. He's done his job here, but that leaves Shadowbane by his lonesome on the site to defend it and anchor it. As the plant comes through, they're not aware of that third anchor. But the cage mitigates his sight lines on the planter there. So he tries to go for the shot, but Walmart Pack is able to 180 and answer onto his head. Jupiter bringing out the Seekers here to try to go into this one. And Bando clearing through with the Trailblazer. And right now, Showstopper invested into it. Walmart Pack trying to get away. But they're going to have to go into this quick, though. They have an orbital strike. Gonna have to tap here.
One enemy remaining.
Bando's able to land it onto the first one, and look at him getting out of dodge. He's been so good with this movement so far. So Revamp coming into this one, and this round was so unlikely. And landing the headshot onto Jadico there takes them down.
I mean, what a great retake from Revamp there.
Yeah.
Oh, Jupiter running into the nade and losing that one shield. I mean, it was very unlikely for that retake to be won, but they played that perfectly. You know, tapping the bomb, getting that orbital strike out. Definitely, someone absolutely had to have calmed that ult was available. So we love to see that play. We love to see that there's proactivity with the comms that are coming through to the team.
The double play over here towards U-Haul. Jupiter on a very wide angle. Still able to take down the entry of Shizu. But Bando's also on the site. I mean, Revamp have done a really good job of reading into where they need to put the stacks. And it's different this round because they have the Cypher on B, but there's still a stack here. And so they're able to cross off so many more boxes. With that being said, and not too many numbers going down on this take as well. Makes it so much more better. And the Thrash landing over there, but Empty looking to do the damage, but they just dry go into the Viper's pit, taking Empty down. And as the bodies fall for ILH, Revamp are making their mark on this series right now. The comeback, and they've gained the lead off that.
I mean, using the Viper's pit whenever you know for a fact that Thrash is on the enemy team is a little bit of a risky move, right? I personally would prefer to save that Viper's pit until Thrash has already been invested. Because, you know, that's just a free way for the enemies to get into your ult, find you, take you out. Not to mention, you know, Trailblazer as well. ILH. I mean, I can't think of anything particularly wrong with how they've played the last few rounds. I mean, I think it's definitely just they need to change the pace, right? They're playing the same way every round, and they need to do something different. Pull a fake, pull some rotations, maybe try to catch someone off guard. They're playing very quick, which I do like on the execute. But I'd like to see like some slower defaults before they decide what site they want to hit.
Yeah, and I think that we're witnessing just Revamp having a really good read on where they need to send their stack as well. Because that round, once again, they had the stack towards A, and that's where the hit was coming through. And I think ILH are trying to like look into it and see like, okay, we've ran into the stack this many times, so let's just go there again because they're probably going to go to the other side, right? The stack B. But no, Revamp aren't budging on that setup. And I think that alone is where the mind games start to come into play as well. Because I agree with you. I don't think ILH are necessarily doing too much wrong. It's just that Revamp just have a really good read on where it's coming. And look, once again, the stack is on B though. 3 members here, and they're fighting for long space. It's textbook.
Scout destroyed.
Amazing reads into this, and with Jupiter breaking that Trailblazer, they don't get the information on Bando being there. Now, I expect them to still cross this box, though, but with this bait and switch, we could see a blender here. Rotation. And this is something in those last rounds we didn't see too much from ILH too. They were kind of committing into the stack.
I definitely like that they chose to, you know, rotate. They didn't hit the stack, which such a point decision.
Spike planted.
They found my wire.
Now this is a 5v5 retake.
Oh, Cologne. Fought with the incendiary out there. And taken down Shadowbane. Shizu trying to keep control of that U-Haul space, but Empty landing onto 2 heads there. Walmart bag. The contingency plan over here towards Showers. Shadowbane
One enemy remaining.
coming into it. Hecker.
But they don't know Jupiter's behind. It doesn't matter. Wow.
Yep.
And just like that timeout was exactly what they needed. They finally switched it up a little bit. They didn't commit to the site just because they were there. And I'm so happy because, you know, once you go to hit a site 4 rounds in a row and you never change your mind, it becomes a little obvious like how you're going to play the round out. So that was nice. I wish I could see a little bit more use from this Viper wall though. Okay, so the stack is on A, but the hit looks like it's going to B.
Yeah. And it looks like ILH are starting to get that counter read right now. Revamp this time. For one of the first times. Not investing the stack in the right space, but look at Jupiter in this very aggressive position. So he's going to be the plan to take down the stack there. He gets the first and the second. Looking for the third, but Walmart Bag does take him down. And Bando is the anchor left onto the site. They're very aware the stack's not here, but look at this rotation. But Bando, the fact that he gets one there before they're able to get through, makes it so much harder for ILH here. And this rotation may have done more harm than it did justice. Mango already ahead of the punch as well. Taking down Walmart Bag there and Empty, going down to the flank of Shadowbane. And that's 12 on the board for Revamp. Making it to map point.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely liked the idea. Just the execution was not there. It's really unfortunate that the Trailblazer didn't see Jupiter there. I personally like to definitely, you know, start my Trailblazer from pushed up just a little bit further. And if that little, just that small change was done, then Jupiter would have been seen. It looks like they're re-hitting A, and the stack is going toward A, which I definitely, you know, I think that's a fairly obvious read. I would not like to see ILH hitting A this round, especially after they just lost at B.
Ooh. Empty
Bando.
getting into the sky smoke there, yeah. That guiding light was supposed to be the plan to stop that from coming through. That's a nice trade from Jupiter, though.
Spike planted.
And I like the discipline from Revamp as well. Waiting for their team to rotate. Taking fights that they know they can, you know, take with an advantage. But not giving up the picks too easily.
Player standing.
So it looks so clinical from them too. And Walmart Bag forced off by the orbital strike. Wingman already onto the defuse, and right now, all the pressure is on the Walmart Bag here to keep things in. And that's 13 to 11 for the side of Revamp.
I mean, great game. Definitely very close. I think both teams played great there.
Yeah.
They almost had such a good comeback from ILH. I mean, just some micro adjustments was all they needed to be able to win that.
And it's crazy too because the first time these teams went up against each other, I mean, it was the same narrative. It was so close. And once again, they gave us such a banger map there. Now, what's interesting about this as well is there was so much momentum on the side of ILH. They answered so quickly after those first like 4 or 5 round wins by Revamp, but just not being able to get over that finish line. And that was the narrative that we talked about so many times for ILH, is they always get right there. Their eyes are literally on the ribbon, ready to be cut, but the scissors just get tossed. And it's so heartbreaking as well, because I can tell they put so much time into this. I could see their plans here on Bind, but not able to get over it. And what do you think about this going into the series? Do you think that they're able to, you know, convert this next map, or is it a clean 2-0 by Revamp?
I definitely think that they have a shot. You know, as long as they don't let that loss get to them, you know, and they go into this next map with a clean mental and they're ready to give it their all, they can pull this second map. I mean, I definitely agree. It's heartbreaking to see them get so close to a win every time and lose it. But they need to turn that heartbreak into the motivation they need to get the one that they deserve. ILH needs to punish them for that. Play together. And we're seeing a double duelist.
Wow.
On a map
love this.
that often you see 0 duelists.
Yeah. I honestly haven't seen this comp in a while, but this is a comp I've seen time and time again on Icebox. The Jet, Reyna, you got the Viper, Sova, KJ, and it makes sense, honestly, for the style of ILH. Hecker always playing onto that Sentinel role, but what surprises me here a little bit is Empty on Sova instead of the Viper.
Definitely an unusual one.
Yeah.
But we do know that Jadico has been a smokes player for ILH for a while now. So it does make sense. You know, I definitely see Empty as the type of player who's down to flex off and learn someone new. She likes to take up the challenge, so I'm interested to see how she does here. From one flex player to another, and I won't touch Sova personally, so.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a very flexible player on the squad, and honestly, the game plan is probably going to be to let Walmart Bag and Shizu run around and get frags. Meanwhile, we take things over to Revamp, and I see an ISO hover. I hope that it actually gets locked in, because ISO is awesome.
It's probably not going to be locked in. I think they're getting your hopes up. Ooh, the double sentinel. Yeah. Okay, a little bit more common, I think. Both very good, like, comms in their own way. I don't know how I feel about the double sentinel on Revamp specifically, because they're definitely a more aggressive team. I'm interested to see how this does for them.
Yeah, for sure. I like it, actually. The Killjoy Sage, and you're absolutely right. It is different for Revamp. A lot more of an explosive squad. And obviously us having Bando on that jet, you know, him in the duelist role. Shadowbane's the one on the stage. He's usually got that Cypher. So what do you think about Cologne on KJ? That's the one in this roster that kind of shook me a little bit.
I mean, I can't say too much because usually you'll think, okay, Killjoy, you're not going to do a lot there. But take it from someone who has a duelist player on my team that absolutely top frags every time they play KJ. I think this is not going to hold him back. I expect to see some really cool setups, you know. I'm excited.
And the early knife to come over towards A to find out what that setup is. And it's a default in here for Revamp. And it's funny because right there in Agent Select Fae, we were like, this comp for Revamp? What? But they changed the style. So going into this Icebox, they're going to show how versatile of a squad they are. And I kind of like this look. The default's nice. They're breaking that KJ turret towards B, and the bomb is over here towards A, trying to fake the pressure. They're trying to mold this map into theirs. And that's a style we saw Nexus do against Rendezvous on Ascent in particular.
One down.
There it is. Bando able to land onto that entry with the contact play towards B, but Hecker trading things out as he tries to run away. And look at this. Because Cologne stayed inserted towards this top pipes position, he's able to call off those rotations and get the spike to come here. And even though they're at a man disadvantage, I kind of like it right now by Revamp.
30 seconds left.
Placing swarm grenade. Placing swarm grenade.
They're playing this very smart so far.
And that Sage Wall always offers an extra layer to deal with, but Cologne coming onto the angle. And it is planted for them. He takes him down, but Jupiter a little committed to the angle there. Walmart Bag to take him down, and there's the defuse and the pistol coming for ILH.
So, something I think I'm seeing here. I do hate to bring up the past for you, Robbie, but I believe there was a match last season where you played against a team, and they played very quick one game, and then the next game they switched it up and played insanely slow.
Yep.
And it seems like that might be what Revamp's plan is here. And I like it, you know, switch it up, leave things to be unexpected.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. That brings me back. A little bit of VLE history there. And Empty already going for the peak there, getting two. The shock darts try to trade things out too. But look at the swarm grenade setup as well. And Hecker still playing into this, and the stall power is just so good. And you're absolutely right. The pace change came through this round for Revamp. But they were just pummeled down there by Empty. And even Hecker to stall with the Killjoy utility. Honestly, that Killjoy Viper duo is just so good on this map.
Absolutely. I mean, the stall.
Spike planted.
Jupiter
Placing
tagged up
swamp
behind the
grenade.
box here.
Bomb grenade
As this
out.
retake gets initiated, the Leer comes right on through and the Nano Swarms activated, but Jadico landing onto the first, but Cologne making the Sheriff look really good. There it is. Walmart bag with the Stinger landing onto both heads, and that's a defuse for ILH.
I know. Walmart bag, like I said, I heard that, you know, he doesn't mean duelist, but he makes it look so good. I mean, I might just have to tell him that it doesn't matter what he says, he's definitely a duelist main.
Yeah.
I mean, this is great from ILH. I definitely love to see them, you know, picking up the pace and taking these first few rounds. And I'm excited to see how Revamp is gonna like combat that, you know. It's a less explosive comp. How is this going to work with them?
We're getting the same 0 point out there from Jupiter. Trying to deny that headshot angle. And the Raptors positioning, but Walmart bag never shy to the fight. And meanwhile, Maelstrom able to land onto the proactive play that ILH try over here towards B. We missed it, but it happened so well. And only 3 standing on ILH.
Placing swamp grenade.
You disappoint me.
Ooh. He was so good with this Guardian on Bind too. This might be possible, honestly. Him alive. Lear comes through. Looking for the shot over there towards Shadowbane. And Shazu still the tip of the spear here, but the flash comes right on through. It doesn't land, but Shadowbane's still able to take one down. And Jadico entering nicely with the Sheriff there, but Maelstrom with 3 onto the round. And the first round conversion for Revamp.
Great from Maelstrom there. I mean, there goes the answer to my question, you know? How are they gonna fight this? They're gonna get those picks first. They're gonna get that man advantage. And I mean, the post plant was looking really good there too. I mean, I would like to see maybe a little variation in where they're sitting during the post plant, you know, instead of all kind of huddling together. But I mean, it's working for them. I do think it might get punished in the future, but we'll see.
And Bando with a very quick entry over here, but look at the passive setup right now. Denying all of this presence over towards yellow. I'm trying to go for that anti-dive here, but the shots, they're labored, but Hecker's still winning out the fight. And we've still got empty over towards yellow to try to do the damage, but goes down. And we have 3 still left standing for the side of Revamp, but the resurrection to come right on through. And that makes things even here. But Cologne takes one down.
Spike dropped.
And I love this. They're rotating the spike towards A and leaving Shadowbane inserted here to look for a pick, to listen for the rotations. And they're bringing the spike back too. They're selling the rotation so well. And I love this dynamic approach right now from Revamp. And Walmart Bag did not see that coming either. And so you see them with question marks above their heads trying to go back towards this mid position. But it's been a crossfire setup. Bando to back off of it and Shizu to save the weapon.
So silent.
Yeah, they're
I
gonna
think
find
they
him.
might go searching for him.
Bando.
They'll find him, but they're not quick enough.
Yep.
I mean, Revamp adapted pretty quickly, I think. You know, they're getting their foothold. They're figuring out how to play this comp, and they played that round very smart. You know, they sold that rotate perfectly. And they really threw ILH for a loop, and I feel like that's exactly what they need to do with the comp that they're running. You know, you can't just 5-man hit a site. It's not gonna work with those agents. I like that they're pulling these fakes this time.
And once again, we have that same 0 point being thrown here. Try to find out the setup. Jupiter, the jump spots. And this is when you start to see the layers look pretty repetitive in their approach towards A here. But it works very well. Revamp trying to contact into this, but ILH have a very clear read here. They're aware of how that utility user stacks early, and Jadico spotting onto the head of Shadow. Bane above pipes there, and another really nice one onto Jupiter. And as the bodies all fall down, they make the weapons look so good. So Maelstrom gonna have to go huge here on this mid, but Hecker, he's ahead of the punch, gonna make the noise here. Trying to go for the shots, does land the first. Maelstrom backing up on this, trying not to give away the rifle and empty. I love the discipline there by Hecker.
Ultimate is ready.
Try to force things out and make it really awkward for Maelstrom there, but Clone getting the spike down here. He's gonna have to look for the trade, and right now, if the rifle's recovered, it's beautiful.
I mean, great round. That read was perfect, you know.
Yep.
I definitely think maybe switching it up just a tiny bit on defense to not give like that information that Jupiter is looking for, right? Because I mean, again, that same 0 point is gonna come out. Find a way to avoid it, you know, let them think that the site is like weaker than it is. And with that, you know, on the other hand, Jupiter needs to be a little more mindful of, okay, I've done the same thing over and over, maybe I should try something different.
And this time you see them even pre-aiming for it.
Oh.
And I like this aggressive hold as well. The drone to go through to maybe facilitate a peek here by Hecker. But the Harness Fury coming right on through.
Get out of my way.
Tags on the multiple different people, but the null command to follow up. And right now, Shizu on that flank does take one down, so they're forced to turn the attention forward here. And Hecker trying to go for the peek, and the flash facilitates really nicely there. Bando landing onto Hecker and then onto the head of Empty. And right now, the take is looking really good by Revamp.
Bando's just a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, yeah. With those shots there, they're starting to really sniff the danger that's on that B site, too. See this quiet rotation. I want to re-clear here, but I don't anticipate this is a middle yet. And look, ILH,
30 seconds left.
very unsure. You see them moving back and forth between A and B. Because last time we saw this,
One down.
it was a fake rotation, but they confirmed that it is very real by that peek there from Jadico. So Shizu is already here, ready for an answer. 2 Leers in hand, 2 Devours available. Even Empress if needed, but presumably not needed to go that
10
far.
seconds left.
And as they go into the plant here, Shizu goes in for a peek. He goes for the planter, and he does get him. And all he has to do is stall.
And he
And as
did
the
it.
plant comes through, yeah. That was beautifully played by Shizu there.
Absolutely. The patience that he showed us there is absolutely perfect. I
Yep.
mean, I wouldn't anticipate that coming from him. Like he is an absolutely a great player, but I do believe, you know, from what I've seen from him, he can be a little impatient. So that was perfect. I love that he displayed that he can be that patient player. He can do what he needs to secure that round, and he's not just gonna push, you know, for the frags. So, I love to see that.
This time they didn't invest in 0 point. Shizu going for a very early peek there, and he does. And honestly, so far, what this style reminds me of right now for the side of ILH is the earliest of Sentinels rosters. They played that Jet Reyna on this very map. And there's still teams that do it now, but that was one of the times I loved seeing it so often. And it's always to let them be here, facilitate each other. You've got the Leers, you've got the Dismiss, you've got the Dash. So looking for those early picks is a very easy task to do because you can get out of dodge.
Absolutely. And especially now with those Reyna changes, I mean, you can get in and get out so quickly.
Ooh. Little grim work there by Shadowbane, but he breaks his ankles in the process. The rotation towards B. The problem here right now is there's still a Killjoy set up by Hecker that can easily be activated as soon as they tap onto the spike. And there it is. And that does just enough stall. There's 14 seconds left on the clock. They have to go for the plant here, but if Hecker swings wide enough into the angle and he gets this first one, he can land it down. Jupiter going into it. The scan comes right on through. But he's able to get that shot and back up. He's got Fragment in hand, ready, available. But instead, he's going to go for the flash peek here with the Guardian in the hand. The shot was a little labored, and he gets it! The clutch comes out for Jupiter.
Wow. Perfect round. I mean, that clutch was insane.
Yeah.
Hecker just a little bit too slow on that peak. If he was any quicker, he would have been able to stop that plant. I mean, a wonderful attempt. But unfortunately, just not fast enough. Okay, so we see Maelstrom decide against the Viper wall for P.
Here.
Yeah, and these sound cues
You
too.
should run.
Once again, a 0-point landing on the back site. You slowly hear them working up towards that Pipe's position. You know the hit is coming to A. That's why you see ILH ahead of this one. And Walmart Bag, a really nice off angle up there in defender spawn. Now the first layer of this buy revamp was to utilize that lockdown to gain control of the early space onto the site. And then the second layer, utilizing that Viper's Pit to make it even harder. But this defensive lockdown right now from ILH makes this all much more harder to hold. And Shizu getting all the kills going into the... And Maelstrom with the whiff, not able to answer onto it. And what a round from Shizu. And the defuse comes right on through, and a nice answer by ILH.
That 4K was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely think that lockdown was perfect usage as well, you know. You forced them either to leave that Viper's Pit or to stay in and get detained. I mean, a little impatient, you know, pushing in on that lockdown so quickly, but it worked out in their favor. You know, go in while the enemies are frazzled, trying to figure out what do they want to do. So, yeah, great round.
Shutting them down.
This time, ILH are switching it up some. You see Shizu. They ran over here towards B, looking for a free pick this time, and he does it. And that buff, able to get out of dodge even quicker, but empty. Gets punished there on the re-peek onto Jupiter. But Shizu still nail in the coffin left to deal with towards this yellow position. And look at where Shadowbane is posted up too. Oh, Jadico heard that.
Interesting little head glitch there.
Yeah. That confirms the rotations. And Walmart Bag's been on the site patiently the entire time.
Placing swamp grenade. 30 seconds left.
He's looking to go huge here. Vandal in hand. His teammates go for the peek, and right now, They're helping him out from that position, but Jupiter able to trade things out right now.
We're gonna see
Shizu and
res.
Hecker. Yeah, but they have 11 seconds. It's gonna have to be quick.
One enemy remaining. Spike
No.
down A.
That wall. Yep.
Yet again, a
There was
beautiful round by
definitely-
ILH.
Yeah, there was definitely an angle on that wall they could have gotten, but it left them open to screens there. It was unfortunate.
Absolutely. You gotta, know exactly how to place that wall. You press that button, you hold that right click, and you get the angle down perfectly. Even the slightest gap in the wall just sets your team up for failure. I definitely think Shadowbane might not have much experience playing Sage on this map. He's not doing bad at all. Just the walls are a bit off. So.
Yeah. Once again, Walmart. I mean, ILH put so much trust on him with this setup that they have. And you can tell that they're so scared to play around it too. They invest that 0 point here almost every round. Just to force him off, but once again, we get a very quiet approach here from REVAMP. Trying to get an insight as to what this defensive setup is. And as they create noise at the extremities, you see Cologne trying to work up here. Bring the noise this way. Rotations to come through, and this is where you expect a mid-round audible to come from your IGL. Go back A. Everyone's here.
30 seconds
We don't
left.
see that coming. This mid contingency is looking real good, but Jadico, they were so ready for it. Look at the awareness by ILH there. So ready for it. And the nano swarms popped is going to stall this even more. Barrier orb going to go right on through. And then this attempt to the plant, and there's only 12 seconds left on the clock, but the pressure
10 seconds left.
is so potent there, but Maelstrom has been so good in this position, and that's usually the aggression that you see the duelist having. But he takes matters into his own hands. No duelist alive to help that there, and Shadowbane with a nice pick right before the Leer lands onto him, and 1 HP onto Cologne there. He's forced into the peak from the Snakebite landing, but Jadico landing it, and the defuse to come through in the 7th round for ILH. They're looking pretty good here.
I mean, absolutely. I think Icebox might be their map.
Yeah.
I mean, especially like they were looking really good on attack on Bind. At least in the beginning. Defense was a little rocky, so to see that they're doing this well on defense this map, I'm really excited for what the outcome of this game might be. I mean, their retakes are wonderful, and they don't even have a retake heavy comp, which is amazing to me. Usually, you'll see the Sage, the Gecko, the Harbor, like really good for that retake, and they have none of those.
That's a good point, actually. 0 point invested. Yellow there, but wasn't deep enough actually. Hecker still able to play onto the angle as the 0 point comes right on through to deny the KJ setup. But because that 0 point doesn't clear out the KJ towards yellow, he's able to get one, but Bando to trade it down, and Jadico left onto the side as the Hunter's Fury comes through by Empty and takes down the body of Jupiter. But because he popped that null command, he's able to get res there. And Viper's pit to even further mitigate this, but look at where Maelstrom is. Deeply inserted into this lurk here, but Walmart bag, he was so aware of it, but he doesn't hit the shot.
5 HP on Maelstrom.
Yep.
They're rotating, but I mean, so is ILH. Except Bando. Working around the Viper's pit. And he catches data.
Oh!
He doesn't!
What is that awareness?
Oh my gosh.
That's insane
shot
from
was amazing.
Jadico. Yeah.
We've seen that a lot from her throughout both of these games, so.
Oh, yeah. She's just amazing. We're going into the retake here. Shizu landing down, and the pressure is too much for Cologne to deal with on the site. And Empty to end things off there. And what a beautiful, beautiful take from ILH once again. I'm gonna be honest, like that insert that Bando had over towards B, I honestly thought that was gonna win them the round.
In the half.
Cutting off those rotations and taking down the Viper before rotating, but Jadigo was so aware.
Absolutely. We've seen her watching flanks, you know, having such good awareness throughout both of these matches. Something else that I did see, a little negative note on the side of ILH is Shaizu, right? He's pulling in to A site to do that retake, and he sees, you know, a little Cologne. He sees Cologne on default. You know, he sees the gun barrel swinging back and forth on default, and he doesn't ping it or anything. He doesn't even look toward it. So he's very tunnel visioned. I mean, he's doing great, but that tunnel vision is something that you need to watch out for. I mean, he could have pushed out, continuing to hold main, and gotten shot in the back because of that.
You're absolutely right. That could be punishing over time too. And you know, with him being so focused on his crosshair, I could see why it's tunnel vision. I mean, he's a big aimer in the server, but that can definitely be detrimental over time.
Right. This is looking like a B, but it looks like ILH may have the read on this.
Oh, the timing. The jump spot was a little too wide there. Well, old Reyna does not get out of that.
Absolutely not. Old Reyna was way too slow.
Yep. Oh. Going for a repeat there. Not going to get punished out.
Still in sight.
And once again, trying to use the 0 point to find that position, but so far, Revamp not budging under pressure. And look at the beautiful flash coming out from Jupiter.
Ooh,
But it wasn't enough.
The
fact that he was able to reposition so well while he was flashed, it forced Bando into a much wider peak. But that flick was so good from Shaizu. And as always, Maelstrom is very deeply inserted.
so much space.
Yeah.
And he's calming the rotates, of course. Ooh.
Yep. Here's another
30
one.
seconds left.
He's absolutely gonna get Shaizu here. He doesn't know.
That's it. Now the lockdown coming through by Cologne there. Jadigo looking to get ahead of it though. And as soon as he turns around, Jadigo does get the first. Jupiter. Ooh.
Oh, nice shot
Ouch.
from Maelstrom.
Yeah.
Switching
And
sides.
somebody shooting. Right, so going into this defense from our revamp, of course, the default Viper wall. The only thing with that default Viper wall is that, you know, it leaves a lot of room for the enemies to push out onto, which hurts a little bit because of, you know, the solo Viper.
Yeah.
And it does not seem like Maelstrom knows the lineup for the B orb. A little unfortunate. Alone AFK. It does look like we're actually in a tech pause.
I'm just spectating Maelstrom listening to the Spectrum skin.
I got, what am I listening to in the back? The Red Hot Chili Peppers right now.
Nice.
Do 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 do.
That thing is so therapeutic. Oh
Yeah.
no, it's off.
No, come back.
Wait, that was perfect timing. The timer starts counting as soon as he gets off of it. I love that. That was our tech pause music. All right. So in the second half, we do get a look as to how this comp by ILH is going to fare on attack. And honestly, I think it's good for them. The tempo that they like to play and, you know, the people that they have on this roster, these agents definitely fit their style. So I'm excited to see what they, you know, do here.
I agree for sure. I know Shizu is Reyna main through and through as well.
And right now, Maelstrom playing around the poison orb here. But they're aware this is a really weird orb, so there's some funny business going on here. Tries to go for the peak, but as the time goes down on the orb, not enough toxins in the tank. Cologne. Ooh, empty.
Planted.
Pushing forward there. And still going for some peaks here. Trying to make a dance around the site. And Bando's flank getting punished.
One enemy
And right now it's just empty. Being such a nuisance here. Going into this, and Jadico landing the long range shot over there from main. And she's been so good this series.
Absolutely. I mean, she's definitely one of the stronger opponents in this game right now. Like 16 and 7 is a wonderful KD. I mean, seven deaths, second to least in the game. Only second to Shizu with the 6 deaths.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and on Viper too. We do love to see that.
Yeah.
Scanning ahead.
As the fight comes over here towards A, Shizu with a real quick peek over there. But Shadowbane close range with the shorty, trying to utilize that barrier orb to mitigate any pressure coming through, but it just wasn't enough. And so far going into this, you see what they're trying to do to change up the pacing here and deal with these close range weapons. And it's to take very quick control of this site to try to gain control of those deeper sight lines, but so far a lot of damage being done, but not enough. And there it is, a good cleanup there from ILH.
I mean, that was a perfect execute as well. They got into sight very quickly. You know, they didn't stagger. They weren't hesitant. So I do love to see that from them. And I think with the comp that they're playing right now, that helps a lot. You know, they're on roles that are comfortable, from what it seems.
Absolutely.
They are in a bit of a weird buy right now, though.
Yeah, and that barrier orb was invested so early into the round there. Just instantly gets denied. And you see them still committing to this so hard. And Walmart bag, the tip of the spear, and he does it so well every time.
Absolutely. I do really love that despite being a contact duelist, Shizu is playing Reyna as an entry.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what you need in this team environment if you're gonna play Reyna.
Yep.
Flash.
As the high flash comes through, mitigates those sight lines and forces them down from yellow, but 2 bodies dropped there on the side of Revamp. So it makes it all that much more harder to get into, and as Walmart bag answers onto the head of Bando there, Shizu with the Guardian. Time and time again, making the gun look so well, gaining a lot of value there. 11 on the board for ILH.
I don't know if you noticed. And yet back yellow, empty, dropped the Guardian to Shizu, and Shizu dropped a Vandal in return. He swung Snowman and instantly got a kill.
I love that.
I
Teamwork.
mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know that Shizu's gonna hit those shots. Empty,
Through the calm, I see.
not as
Through
guaranteed,
the storm, I fight.
but Shizu's a demon with the Guardian.
Yeah. Oh,
My ult's right.
Once again.
goodness. Yeah. It's just not fair. And Jupiter on the jump spot. And he's already through, too. And that's the thing about this here. Is after getting that pick and taking that space so confidently. But Jupiter's very aware, though, of this possibility. You see the slow orb coming right on through. And he's looking for the peek into kitchen there. But Shizu, once again,
Still inside.
taking him down. And he still gets out. And he's been such a
Spike
nuisance
down
here.
B.
But as the
Ooh,
attention and the
Bando.
spike is over here
I got
towards
spike.
B. Yep. Bando takes him down.
Spike planted.
Can Bando hit the same shots that we saw from Shizu? Oh,
What a nice wall to come out there, but the nano swarms forcing him off of the
Player
angle.
standing.
And both picks come through very quickly at the end of that there. And ILH securing 12th on the board and map point.
I think once again there you see that Shadow Bane
someone get
is not as comfortable on the Sage.
Mm-hmm.
Yet again, you know, the wall just was not placed correctly. I saw the vision. The vision, of course, was, you know, you wall off, you defuse. But unfortunately, the execution was just not there.
Yep.
But that brings ILH, of course, to the match point. And it looks like they're going to hit a hard A, running only into Bando.
Oh, and look at where he is, too. Oh, but it's Shizu. No one wins that there. Jupiter looking for an answer into this here. The knife already getting broken down. And right now, as you see, the pressure mount on the side of Revamp. They're trying to come into this one, but right now, they're just dancing around them. And Hecker looking for another peek there, and the kills just come through so quickly.
Attackers win.
13-4, ending it with that flawless.
That was a beautiful, beautiful map for ILH.
Yeah.
I mean, and that right there brings us to the first time of, you know, reaching third map in playoffs.
Yep. This series going the distance is so exciting too, because we have Ascent on the last map, and presumably now, see, I'm wondering, is it going to be Walmart Bag or Shizu playing Jet on that map? Presumably, maybe Walmart on the KO, right?
Probably, I think. I think we're gonna
Shizu
see
and Jet.
Hector on the KJ. We might see Jadico on the Omen. MP might be on the Silva again, and Walmart
Yeah.
Bag on the KO.
Mm-hmm.